Hi mer friends, my name's Justine, I'm the Mermaid Seamstress, and today I will be reviewing the Fin Fun Atlantis Tails. So if you've watched my recent videos, you'll know that Fin Fun sent me an Advanced Monofin Pro to review, and along with it, they actually sent me one of their Atlantis tail skins. So this is not exactly a sponsored video, but they did send me these products to review, and I just want to say before we get started that these will be my honest opinions of these products. If you didn't already see my first swim in this tail, as well as my swim and review of the Advanced Monofin Pro, you can check those out on my channel. I will have them linked in the iCard and the description box below, as well as at the end of the video. So to get started, the big thing about these Atlantis tails is that they have fins. Fin Fun has finally come out with a tail that has extra fins, and they have 2 heel fins. They have side fins, which are these little guys right here, and it has a dorsal fin on the center back. So these are really exciting because fins add so much movement and texture to a tail in the water if they're done correctly, and I think that these guys are really done correctly. This color is called Malaysian Mist, and it goes from like a really cool blue with stripes to a purple, and then to a pink and blue at the fluke, and I absolutely love this color. I think the printing is really, really good, very comparable to the quality of printing on their previous Mermaidens tails and their special edition tails. It's just, they have really good artwork and I really appreciate it, and I think this tail looked amazing on me. Fin Fun currently has 6 different colors in their Atlantis tail collection, and their Atlantis tails run for $99.95, which causes me a little bit of hesitation because it is nearly $30 more than their limited edition lines. So the question to me is that really a worth it price? So let's go ahead and talk about the construction of the tail. This tail is constructed very similarly to their regular tails. We have the open fluke, which you can see my monofin in. This is not the Advanced Monofin Pro because my Advanced Monofin Pro, since it didn't fit me, has now gone to Nerdmaid Faith to make more use out of it and to review on her own. So we do have the open fluke pocket design, which I really, really like. It helps a lot with preventing drag from building up. Just like our other more recent tails, they're reinforced tips which prevent scuffing on the tail. And then they have just a simple rolled waistband, which just means that the fabric is rolled in on itself and stitched down. There, you can see that there. So let's talk a little bit about how the fins are constructed. So you can see on the edge of the fins there is a seam. So they have been sewn and then turned right side out, and then they just fit into the regular seams of the tail. So this is what the normal seam looks like without the fin inserted, and this is what the seam looks like with the fin inserted. You can see that it's a little bit thicker and it's a little bit stiffer, but honestly you can't tell when you're swimming in it that there's anything more to this seam than there are to other seams. That being said, because all of these fins are inserted into seams, there is an extra seam in this tail that the other seams don't have, and that is there is a seam running all the way down the back of the tail, and that's so that they can put in a dorsal fin. So you can see where the dorsal fin is not, there is a seam running down the back side of the tail. Now, when you're in the water, when you're swimming from far away, it's really hard to notice this seam, but if you get up close to it, it is very, very obvious in the tail. So that's one thing that I was a little bit concerned about in terms of the durability of the tail. Adding another seam means there's one more seam to be able to pop for you to get holes in. I was a little bit concerned about that, but I don't think it's going to be as big of a problem as I initially thought, considering the seam is just as durable as any other seam on any other Fin Fun tail. That being said, if you are swimming in an area or you're pulling at the fins a lot, there is a possibility that you could rip the seam. However, since these fins are sewn in so durably, like there's still a little bit of stretch in here. You can see that if I'm pulling them, not much is happening. The zigzag stitches or the serger stitches are a little bit exposed, but that's not permanent and it goes right back. So in terms of durability, since these fins aren't very long, I don't think you're going to have a huge issue with pulling or things like that. Now that being said, if you do accidentally rub these seams, the fabric is going to, I think that you do run the possibility of getting holes in your fins, just because the fins, the way they're constructed, is that, at least how it seems to me, is that there's one layer. You can see that I can pull it apart. This layer is the normal spandex that's similar to the rest of the tail, whereas this second layer is a stiffer fabric, possibly a neoprene or a spacer, something that's pretty stiff, that lends this fin stiffness so that it stays up, and has printed spandex attached to it. Now, that's not going to cause a big issue. I don't think that's going to cause a big issue. There is a little bit of, like, you can see looseness, and the seams might twist a little bit, but the worst it's going to cause is there might be a little bit of air trapped in there occasionally, but that'll come out as you're swimming. So that's not a big issue to me, that it's not quilted or that both sides aren't fused. It's not going to cause any problems as far as I can see. The only part of this that did cause problems for me is the waistband, and you know, if you've heard my reviews of any other of my purchase tails, that waistbands are not my best friend if they don't have an elastic or a drawstring in them, just because of the way my waist works. I have a very small waist compared to the rest of me, and so it'll tend to slip down if I don't have a very secure waistband, because often when I buy sizes that are big enough for my hips, they're too big for my waist. It's just, that's a me problem. A lot of people don't have that issue with these tails. In terms of the power you get, a lot of people were concerned that adding fins is going to cause a lot of drag. Now, one thing that I really love about these fins is that they're reasonably sized. They are only a couple inches at their widest point. They're very low profile. They don't cause a lot of drag for that reason. And with that compared to the open fluke design, which I swear by, it eliminates probably 80% of the drag caused by the tail is eliminated by having an open fluke design. So I really didn't find this tail to have much more drag than the tails that I make or my other Fin Fun tails because of the added fins. And I think that was something that I appreciate that Fin Fun took into account, is that you need to have small fins in order to make them reasonable and to keep the tail safe for the level of swimmers that they sell to. One thing that I wasn't quite clear about on the website is that they say that these tails are marketed for adult sizes only, so only tails that fit the Monofin Pro or the Advanced Monofin Pro. So youth size 12 and then the adult sizes. So they don't really offer these tails for younger children, which makes sense if the fins do cause drag for people who are less experienced swimmers or not as strong swimmers. Then I understand that you want to eliminate that potential cause. However, these colors, the colors that are available are very similar, a lot of them, to tails that are available, either limited edition tails or part of their mermaids collection. They do have normal tail counterparts of the colors, of a lot of the colors that are offered with the Malaysian, with the Atlantis tails. So I do appreciate that. If you're worried about the fins and the durability or anything about the fins, they do have very similar colors. Or you're looking to get a child size to maybe match, an Atlantis tail, they do have colors that are very similar in their normal tail collections. These are beautifully printed tails. They are absolutely gorgeous. They have the Fin Fun safety and quality that is perfect for a beginner tail. And the fins are well constructed. They're well designed in terms of their shape and size and like practicality, but it doesn't seem like to me that adding the fins should add a full $30 of value. Now, is sewing fins into tails harder, and so maybe in terms of time and energy? Yes, that might be $30 worth of value, and that's why they charge so much for these tails. But for me personally, I think you get just as much out of it as you would a normal Fin Fun tail skin. So I hope you found this review helpful, and I hope it helps you make a decision on which tail that you would like to get if you're choosing to buy either your first fabric tail or another fabric tail. I also have reviewed in the past another Fin Fun tail, just one of their, I think one of their limited edition lines, but not an Atlantis tail. So if you want to check out that review, I will have it linked in the iCards as well as in the description box below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe to this video. Make sure to give the bell notification button a good click so that you never miss another one of my videos. Comment down below if you think this is worth the $100 price tag, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye, fish friends.